Oh, this is definitely new. I haven't went live in a very long time. I don't even... Zero. Oh, this is too bright. Ooh. Ooh, this is too bright. Okay. You suck. Lighting sucks. That's too dark. That's better. I don't know if anyone's gonna join, honestly. I guess while we're waiting for somebody to join, I can just mess with the controls like an idiot. Well, now that I'm... Oh, look, there's one person! Yay! Let's get a bit to wait for more people. I don't really know if anybody else is gonna join, honestly. Oh, God! Smacked right out of my hand. First live stream. Okay, I'm just gonna do it now because when I post, I'm just gonna leave it up for post anyway. Anyway, hello. Welcome back. It's Brinks here. Okay, so I feel like I have a lot to catch up on. And I was gonna do it in videos, but then I don't have the time for really editing a full-on 15 minutes. Here's the second person. Don't worry. If y'all need to rewatch this, I'm gonna keep it up as like a post. Anyway, so I have been gone. Not I have been gone, but a few years ago, I was gone for almost 3 months. And I didn't post directly for 3 months. And this was like a few years ago. Hi! Okay, yeah. Good, how are you? Yay, okay, yeah. Anyway, so as I was gone, before I was gone, yeah, before I was gone, I had a little mental issue going on. I was manipulated by a boy who I thought was my boyfriend, but before that 3-month span, I was put in a psych ward. Thank you. I actually got one of them as a Christmas present right here from my mom, and it's pink. It's pink. I have them all over my room. That kind of help me sleep at night because I used to be afraid of the dark. Anyway, yeah, oh, thank you. So, I got there in the ward. And don't worry, I'm going to keep this posted. So, if y'all need to rewatch, it'll be posted for a while. Yeah, so I first got to the ward, I guess. And I was kind of scared, not gonna lie, because of my past mental illnesses that weren't contained, that are all contained now. It had kind of put me in a bad situation. So they kind of thought I was autistic at first. I wasn't. I first get in, and this wasn't my natural hair color then, but they were like, oh my gosh, your hair color is so cute. And so they kept talking about how nice I was. And then the doctors kind of started switching me on the medication, which kind of made me a little cuckoo. And so it kind of like kept going off and on in days. And of course I was hurt because I can't really be separated from my mom. Yeah, and so through those grieving times, I should have listened because they kept telling me do not make friends, stay to yourself. But of course I didn't listen. I had to make some emotional bond with someone for how cuckoo I was. But I made that mistake. So there was this girl, I'm not going to put out her name, because I don't, for safety reasons. She had lost her parents. her parents like completely like left her there. And so every time you disrespected a staff member, oh, thank you. It's actually not my mom's suitcase. Or no, it's actually not mine. It's my mom's. Sorry, wrong phrase. Me and my mom are going on a cruise in 54 days. And so I had just got this because I spent like a few weeks at like my sister's house. Yeah, so I'm just keeping it there for now. But it's usually back in the closet. But thank you. Anyway, so we went and, you know, I did therapy. And then, you know, she started, when you disrespect a staff member, she went ballistic. So one time, I was looking for a Crayola. And so I couldn't find one, so I went to an old friend that I had also had in a different ward a very, very long time ago. And she did not, you know, I asked her and I was like, you know, have you seen the crayons? I can't find any. And she just shook her head no. And, you know, wards really don't really have anything for you to do except color, maybe Uno or something. But this ward was like really, really strict. And so she was like, no. So I went over there and I went over to one of our staff members. I was like, you know where the Crayolas are? She's like, it's like lunchtime. You don't really need to be, you know, using crayons at this moment. I was like, I understand. But I have anxiety, and I do have past panic attacks because other, you know, psych wards didn't really treat me well, so I have past panic attacks. And so I said, may I please, you know, borrow the Crayolas for like maybe like a few minutes? And she said, absolutely not. And the girl shot up out of her seat and said, you better do what she said and sit your butt down, or me and you're gonna finally have some issues. So I sat down. And I was like, okay. I went like Jinx right here. And I was like, okay, I'll sit down. I'll sit down. And so I sat down and lunch came. Their first lunch, because I had gotten booty juice as soon as I got there because I really didn't want to be separated from my mom, so I just fought. And so the first lunch that I had when I was in my room didn't really taste good. They had like, it was like the most disgusting, but then when, you know, that happened, they did have a very good lunch. So usually, I guess their chef, they switch out chefs, and so I guess the food tastes different there. So I had definitely really was like, okay, this is not like Collin Springs, this is not like Perimeter. I gotta watch my back. And so I went and I ate lunch, and then I came back. And that's when the questions started being asked. People were like, how old are you? And they were like, well, she's got to be at least 17 because this is the kids unit. And I was like, no, I'm 13 because I was 13 when I got there. I appreciate it. I'm actually taller than I am actually taller than my refrigerator, so I get it. I don't know where I get my height from. I'm like 5'8", and I don't know where I get my height from. Probably my dad, but yeah, I'm taller than my own refrigerator. Anyway, so yeah, we went and we got lunch. We came back. And I finally got the chance to color, and so I finally colored, because color was only the most reasonable thing I did in my free time there. And then I heard that they finally I don't know how to say to that. My weight won't be a problem for long. I have had issues in the past with my medication, and I'm trying to wean down my weight. But thank you. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. And so I finally found out that they had Twilight books there. And so I got to read the Twilight books. And so I ended up literally social bonding. Thank you so much. That is very nice of you. Thank you. Anyway, I bonded. I don't want to say, because that doesn't, literally, because I don't want to say that sentence, because that might sound wrong, but I won't. Num. I don't bite. This is my first time, honestly, having an actual live chat, because in the past, when I've had less subscribers, I've done live streams, and that actually hasn't worked out. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. So I kind of ate while reading. And so I had bonded with another girl. She was kind of like my little sister. And so we snuck to exchange phone numbers. And here comes that girl who, gets upset. We'll call her Jessica, because I can't just keep saying, this girl that gets upset over disrespecting back. Even though that's not her real name, this is her nickname. Jessica! Because I was, really bonded with this girl, and she was so sweet, and she was like my little sister, and she goes, "You're not supposed to be exchanging phone numbers, you know that, right?" And I was like, "Keep it a secret." And she was like, "No." So she walks off, and we go out to recess, and the staff, after we come back in, comes over and is like, "I need to check your pockets." And so I look at Chloe, and she was like, "Jessica told us that you two have been exchanging phone numbers, so we're going to take you inside, and we're going to strip search you." And I said, "What?" I said, "No." I was like, "It was a mistake. We didn't know." And so I had to pull off a move. So once we convinced them, we got inside, and I kind of took the little piece of paper standing right in front of, the garbage. The only thing they had for, a real garbage was, a paper bag on the floor. And so I kind of ripped it up and put it in there, because I didn't want to stay longer. So we got back from recess, and it was dark. And then there's the staff member that I don't like, because she was rude to me since the beginning. So, sorry, I'm distracted by my dogs keep playing. Anyway, so we come in and we sit down, and she walks, and there's these 3 manipulative girls that'll make sense later on in the story that come in. And so I didn't know about them yet, and they were like, "Do you have a wait list?" And this is 2 months in, and I was like, "Yeah, they have I don't remember what's actually called, but a list to closer getting out of the ward." I was like, "Yeah, everyone has them. I'm actually gonna get out in a month." And the staff goes, she don't know what she's talking about. Those things don't exist." And I was like, I stood up and I took my chance, and I was like, "You'll see when I leave this ward." So that'll also make sense later on. We're jumping back to 5 days in. I got confused, because your usual ward, you have a room and you get your own bathroom with a curtain. But no, this strict ward has a public bathing room. So when you walk in, there's a big shower over here on this side with 2 big showers, and then you go next door, and there's a bathtub for I'm homeschooled. Yeah, I'm homeschooled, Zoe. My mom decided to homeschool me because of a lot of the shootings and everything going on. So my mom homeschooled me. I'm in a Celis homeschool. Anyway, so there's two big showers over here, like giant showers, and then there's a special needs bathtub, and then on this side there's two mini showers a skinny person can barely even fit in. And so I walk in the first time and I'm like, I'm supposed, like, they're like, we don't do we don't do showers where you're alone. And so on one-to-one, I've never had a one-to-one before. So that night I woke up, there was a staff member just standing over my bed like this. And so that had already creeped me out. So that had creeped me out. So I went and I gave my best. And so usually when you do the showers, they kind of like crack the curtain, because I was on a self-harm risk, like the entire time I was there. And so, no, this literal woman decides to take it to the next level and has the curtain out for the whole entire public bathroom to see me. And while I'm trying to shower non-nervously, so I turn off the water and I'm kind of putting on, literally, and so I'm trying to put on my bra, and I'm nervous, so I'm like fumbling because everybody in the whole entire ward can see me showering because she has the whole curtain up. And so I'm like, can you close the curtain? She's like, you're a self-harm risk. I'm like, usually they crack the curtain. She's like, nope, just get in there and shower. And so the whole bathroom can see me. So I'm fumbling with my bra because I'm nervous because no one has watched me shower before, and never the whole entire public bathroom can see me shower. And so I'm like fumbling. She's like, you need to adjust your bra a little bit more. And my mind was like, how do you know I was putting on my bra? You said you were looking away. And so I'm like, okay, I fix it, and I get out. And I'm like, this is the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And this is 5 days in. So I go and I finally meet the psychiatrist. And there's a few people on this side with computers, on the other side I'm talking. And I'm talking about the sad stuff that happened to me, just kind of getting it out. And he can have the worst news brought to him, but he has such a big, bright smile on his face. And so after I'm done with a frown, because I'm sad about what I said, because I was talking about sad stuff, he's like, okay, you can go, have a great day. And I'm walking out, trying not to cackle. And so I'm just like trying not to cackle because I'm like, I'm here delivering the worst news, and he has like a big smile on his face. That's weird, but also funny. So we go, and it's the next day, and a lot more people start coming in. Hi! A whole lot more people started coming in. And, as they started coming in, there was this girl. We're not going to say her real name. We're going to call her, the other one's name Jessica. This one's going to be Kylie. Her nickname's Kylie. After my sister, yeah. So, Kylie walks in. And she's like 11. And, and I've been here for like 5 days already. And so, we go, and we talk, and she talks. This is my dog, Hazel, BTW, that's crying. You want to be on live, too? Anyway, while she she walks in, other people walk in. And, and so I go and I try to get away from them because I'm like, Chloe, at 5 days, yeah, I have 2. This one's mine and my mom has another one. Anyway, thank you. Anyway, yeah, so we go and we eat. And then it's lunchtime again, because I've already been here for 6 days. I'm trying to stay away from those people. And so she comes up to me. And then she is a Yorkshire Terrier, but she's a toy. She's like the size of a toy. Like, this is as big as she'll ever get. Yeah, I used to have a mini Aussie. Yeah, my mom will sometimes carry hers in her, like, she has a little puppy purse, but I don't really have a puppy purse yet. But yeah. This one's actually really smart. Okay, you gotta go eat. Anyway, thank you. So, yeah, and yeah, I had Jack in the Box today, and that's what she probably smells on me. Because, like, Jack in the Box literally had a whole scent of their perfume in there. It's like somebody sprayed a lot of perfume. Anyway. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, we went and ate lunch, and then, you know, I tried to stay away. And so that's why, like, I kind of, like, tried to stay away from people in the whole ward, but then I started bonding with them. And so that's what really came, and I realized that was the problem. That all of a sudden, I think it was the 10th day I was there, suddenly, the whole ward, except for me at the moment, goes into a full-blown breakout. Kids banging their heads on the wall, kids fighting each other and hitting each other, and so, like, all of them start to go insane. And then there was this girl, I'm not going to say her real name, it's another girl. We're going to call her Caitlin. Like, from Arcade, we're going to call her Caitlin because I'm running out of names. Hi. Yeah, so I'm running out of names. So we're going to call her Caitlin. And Caitlin doesn't like me because she was jealous and I decided to take it to the test with her. Every time that I got, you know, close to a staff member and started talking about my family and how lucky I was, she went ballistic too. So the whole ward on the girls unit, kids banging stuff, hitting stuff, the whole ward goes wild. There's a bunch of security and ward staff coming in, and I'm sitting in the corner trying not to have a panic attack. And so I have some girls who are not participating, not trying to help me. And so I'm in the chair next to Caitlin because she decided to sit next to me, and she's breathing heavily, and I'm breathing heavily too. And she turns to me, and she does this every time I do that. I have a panic attack, and she's like, "Brindle, shut the F up!" I'm like, "Stop!" And the other kids were like, "She can't help it. She's having a panic attack." And so I had panic attacks in my old households because, you know, I went through a lot of trauma. But then the psych wards kind of, like, started it more. So she went ballistic. And then there were people that were putting their hair up, trying to fight, pulling hair. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've never seen this in a psych ward. I've been to other psych wards, but I've never seen it. Because once I was coloring, boom, kids are going ballistic. And so I was like, where did this start? Like, I was coloring and now all this happened. And so then there's this staff member who likes to pick favorites, and she's like, because of my mental illnesses in my childhood, I suffered from psychosis and behavioral issues, which are now stable. I had went to elementary school like Bowie, but then it kept getting worse, so they sent me to like behavioral units that really didn't treat me well. So I really didn't go to a public school, if you get what I mean. But if you're really curious, I don't know if I can remember the whole names, but there was one in Plano, there was one in Greenville, and there was a lot of them. But like, they wouldn't let me go to public schools, really. But yeah. So anyway, they went, like, the whole entire, like, warden, the girl, the staff worker girl was like, honey, if you keep having panic attacks, you're not gonna get out of here. And then she was like, come, sit down. Tell me about your YouTube work. You know, your mother told me, like, how do you edit videos? So I was like, okay. I started to explain it to her, and at that moment, the whole staff ward kind of calmed down. And then 12 days, I think 12 days in, the boys unit across from us had problems, and so like the whole ward was like out of control. So one day I got my period in there, and so I kind of understand the rule, but it was in the morning. We just woke up, breakfast, like, because they have this rule in some wards where, you know, after you eat or drink or take your meds, you can't go to the bathroom because kids would lie their way and, like, vomit their meds and drinks and everything in the bathroom, and that's not good. But then, it really made me mad then because there were other kids. So I saw other kids going to the bathroom, and I walked up to my one-to-one. And I was like, can I use the restroom? She said no. I was like, but I'm on my period. I need a pad. And she's like, I don't care. I was like, okay. I said in my mind, I'm going to be Milo from Arcane, and I'm going to pick the lock myself with my bare pinky. And so I storm, and she watches as I storm over, and I try to lock pick with my pinky. And Jessica comes over and is like, you got it yet? In a joking way, and I was so mad in the moment. I yelled, shut up to myself, and she thought I was talking to her. And I was in slippers, so I couldn't really react much. And she came over and started beating my head. And I ducked, and I didn't feel any pain in the moment because I felt it was like God's work, because I felt like I had a shield over my head. I blacked out, but I didn't feel any pain, not before, not after. I felt like there was a shield over my head. And so finally during the beating, I screamed, staff, and they came and pulled her away from me. And so I was confused. And I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And so then Kylie, the 11-year-old girl, became my roommate. I can't go into much detail into this because this is not really appropriate, but she kind of raped me in a way when she became my roommate. And so she did that. And so then that put me back on one-to-one, so I had to stay there longer. And then I started isolating myself in there, and I didn't really care anymore. So then they put on Twilight for us, so I came out. And then I had my 14th birthday in there. And that was my 3 months in there. And there were probably some of y'all who were like, you know, because I had disappeared for 3 months. Some of y'all, I didn't really have 1,000 YouTube or subscribers yet. Some of y'all were probably like, where'd she go? Like, something happened. Those 3 months I was in the ward. I was in 2 wards actually, but I can't go into detail about the second. The first ward I went to. I went from a ward and then I went to Terrell. because I'm not allowed to talk about, like, that was the community guidelines. They said when you get out there, you cannot talk about this place. But I didn't see that for Terrell. All Terrell gave you was a pamphlet of your rights. That didn't even give me any rights. So, Terrell, I don't recommend, if your kid has mental issues, do not send them to Terrell. Because Terrell, the staff is awful. The kids can be awful. That's just not a very good place. And get this. They told my mom a bunch of stuff about the place that was a lie. And so, yeah. But on my 14th birthday up there, I was 13, if you're wondering. You're like, how are you in there for 3 months and then a year passed? It was in a year. I got put into handcuffs by the police for suicidal thoughts. And it was in November, and I was in there for 3 months, so it wasn't really a year. It was like 3 months. I was close to my birthday, and I was in there, and I had my 14th birthday there, which is really sad. I mean, they gave you gifts, and they took you to some stuff, but it was kind of sad that I didn't really have my birthday with my family. But looky, here now, and I'm actually doing better. But, like, I also want to apologize for some people, because the stuff before all this, I wasn't really mentally okay. I'm still a fairy, and I just have to hide it from my family because they're really judgmental. But, yeah, so my judgmental family can't really do that. So I decided to replace my channel with cosplaying until I can probably make another YouTube channel when I'm 18 for varying some stuff. But, like, before that, I'd like to apologize for some stuff because I wasn't really mentally okay at the moment. I am mentally okay now. I am finally stable. I had a great grandmother who suffered with mental illness. Plus, I was put on mental meds when I wasn't really mental. I was just being a toddler for, like, I was literally too, like, young to have meds, and that also screwed with my mind. So I really had a hard life, and the trauma that I really endured all before that. Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm actually glad that I'm here. And I'm also a suicidal survivor because I attempted like 3 times and then I'm still here. And I'd like to thank that because my life's getting better. Me and my mom are going to go have a cruise. This Friday I'm going to go to like the Tyler Zoo. And I'm really glad to have you guys too because my dream has always been to have like over 1,000 subscribers because I look up to YouTubers like Lauren Z-Side, Jordan Matter, Preston and Brianna. Hi, Maria, the stream is almost over, but you can rewatch it because I'll leave it out. Anyway, yeah. All those YouTubers, I think Noodles and everything, I look up to them and I say, I want to be them. I want to have a YouTube channel like them. That's always been my dream since I was 6 years old. But because of my mental illnesses and every trauma that's been going on, I really haven't been able to do it. But, like, I see the internet as a good place. You just have to make it good. You just be God. Like, I respect all religions. If you're not Christian, that's okay. If you're Christian, I respect everything. But, like, take your life steps carefully, is what my mom says, because you choose the path you go on. And thanks to my path, I'm doing better. So I believe y'all can do it too. And that is a true fact because y'all are amazing. Without y'all, I wouldn't have my dream of 1,000 subscribers. Our next dream is going to be 10,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping to go forward because, like, y'all are the best. And through my tough times, I post my tough times on YouTube and y'all are always there for me. And so most people think, well, when you're 18, you're probably not going to have a YouTube channel. That's not true. when I'm 18, I have my own plans and I will continue YouTube. And y'all are the best. So since that story is over, I'm gonna plug in my phone real quick and put it somewhere, find somewhere, and I will answer whatever questions y'all need. If y'all have any questions, just type it in the chat and I'll answer it as best as I can. So yeah, and this live is probably gonna be like going on for like a while, to be honest, as long as I can take it, because I'm bored and there's nothing to do for me right now and it's getting dark, but I would like to answer questions from you beautiful people. If I can even find the light. Alexa, turn Brindle's bedroom lamp on.
Okay.
That's better. It was too bright before. It's too bright outside. Anyway, if y'all have questions, I'll answer them. Also, my sister gave me her full Twilight book collection since the hospital, and that's actually pretty amazing. Yeah, I'll probably keep this live for as long as I can go because, like, I'm bored. I am a Therian. I have to hide it from my family because they're judgmental and they won't let it happen. But, oop, did I turn my camera off? I'm trying to find the controls. When I am 18, I'm 15 turning 16, I will have a separate channel for that stuff because my family is very judgmental about that stuff. So, yeah. I also am trying to get into martial arts because I want to be like Jinx. And I want to fight sometimes because I have my case scenarios. I swear the bad stuff happened to me off camera because I'll try and face plant and then I'll be out walking alone. Not try, but I'll face plant on the floor sometimes for how clumsy I am. But then when I'm off camera and I'm like going to the park walking alone, I have some strange men come up to me. And so if they try to grab me, I'm going kung fu fighting. But yeah. Sure, yeah, we can be friends, definitely. Definitely. This right here, I didn't really get much to talk about her. This is my dog. Her name's Hazel. And then Pippa is my other mom's dog. And, yeah, I don't know, maybe Pippa. I gotta unplug this real quick. But I'm hungry. Get the grapes. But, yeah, I had a mini Aussie. But we had to get rid of her. Nice to meet you, Umber. Is that how you say it? I have a lisp, so sorry. Yeah, I go by Brinks and cosplay, but my real name is Brindle, so you're welcome to be able to call me Brindle or Brinks. Either way, yeah. Grapes. My mom. I live in Texas. I live somewhere in Texas. Brazil is nice. I've seen Brazil on the internet. I love grapes so much. They're so sweet. They're the bomb. Yeah, grapes are like my #1 fruit. I used to have Roblox now, but my mom was banned Roblox from the household. But I do have Minecraft and Fortnite. So if you want to contact me, when this live stream ends, I'll link my Fortnite username and Minecraft username. That's okay. That's okay. My sister was in Florida. And she got me this cute axolotl. It's flimsy, but it's rainbow, and it's like very, very cute. There's a lot of things I have to do tomorrow. If y'all are wondering, when I'm gonna cosplay, it's gonna be a while because I'm out of energy. I've been like posting like shorts, edits, or whatever I can, but like I've been trying to regain energy so I can cosplay. I would really do paint on my face if I was an artist, but I'm not really good at drawing stuff. So, I do have favorite movies, too, other than Arcane. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I like The Amazing Digital Circus. I like Ginny and Georgia. I also like Moana. Tangled and Rapunzel. And Frozen and Coraline. Coraline's my most favorite. Coraline's been my childhood. I watched Coraline when I was 4, I think. 4 or 3. I would do WhatsApp, but I'm not really into those communities. I hardly even use Discord. And I can't download anything at the moment because my phone won't let me because I need to earn money from chores because I have some undue payments. Yeah. Anyway, I've got to go. I got to regain energy, a lot of that stuff. If you need to rewatch this video or this live, it's going to be kept up. So, if you can't find it, go to my channel. Go under live streams. Should be there somewhere. It's okay. But yeah, like I said, y'all can always rewatch it. I'm going to keep it up. Love you, beautiful people. See y'all later. Bye-bye. I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow if I'm not too busy. I guess we could do it as like a vlog, but it'll be later in the day. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Have a nice day. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my story. And yeah. Bye. Y'all are the best, really. See you guys next time. Brinks.